Tales of Tomorrow. Presented by Maslin, Beauty Blend Broadlooms. Tonight's Tale of Tomorrow, The Fatal Flower, starring Victor Jory, with Don Hanmer. Good evening. You know, watching this program gives you a pretty good idea of some of the changes that may take place in the world of the future. All the more reason to remember that we should keep our minds open to everything that's new. As a matter of fact, I'd like to read you a short editorial on this very subject that I found here in the Shuttle, this little magazine put out for and by the people that work at the Maslin Mills. Would you listen to this, please? It says, some of you more recent Maslin people may wonder why we've never replaced the temporary wall at the far end of our loom shed. Well, there's a very good reason, and it just about sums up our whole philosophy. Because every so often, we move that wall out, enlarge the shed, and install new looms. Looms that make entirely new carpeting through different weaving techniques. We shall never build a permanent wall at the far end of our loom shed because doing so might in a way signify that we were willing to stop progressing. It would be a good thing if we could all keep a temporary wall in our own personal loom shed. In this way, our individual capacity would have room to expand, and we would gain even more satisfaction from our job of turning out the finest carpeting we know how, something we at Maslin have been doing since 1866. That was a little article I thought you might be interested in from the Shuttle. And now, C.H. Maslin & Sons bring you Act One of tonight's Tale of Tomorrow, The Fatal Flower, starring Victor Jory.
They seem to have a ravenous appetite for the common housefly. Makes a person wonder where the vegetable kingdom stops and the animal kingdom takes over. Look at them, Merriman. The wonder of them. While man fiddles around with these petty problems, the vegetable kingdom is silently on the march, patiently awaiting the right moment to take over and establish their kingdom.
Each day seems to get hotter.
You'll get used to it.
Used to it. Never.
Give yourself time. You've only been here a month.
Well, it seems like years. Whatever made me jump at this assignment must have been the allure of Brazil, Amazon. Never forget the day that Professor Hargrove asked which one of us wanted to come down and assist the eminent Dr. Alden on the Amazon. I nearly broke a leg jumping forward.
Now you're sorry you did?
Oh, it's a seclusion. I've never been so bored.
Bored? How can you possibly be bored? Just look at that Venus flytrap. It's kept me constantly amazed for 8 long years. It's practically human.
Well, pity you can't talk or play cards. Shame you don't play cards, Doctor.
I'm devoted entirely to my work.
Your work, yes, I know. Sitting up half the night with that thing. Why? I'll never know. Trying to develop a carnivorous hybrid that size is impossible. Been fiddling around that thing for 2 years now, and well, it still derives its food from the earth, not from animal life.
Maybe it's still immature. Perhaps it's somnolent.
Well, suppose it wakes up. What good is a man-eating plant that size?
You honestly say that you don't realize the worth of such a discovery?
Honestly, no.
Why, Merriman would be a major scientific achievement.
Well, Doctor, I wish you luck.
Luck? I don't believe in luck. It just takes patience, that's all. It just takes patience.
It's a quality I lack entirely. Oh, feeding these little devils gives me an appetite. About supper time, isn't it?
Yes.
How's the old ticker behaving, Doc?
Not quite as well as might be expected, but these pills keep him in line.
Oh, pills. What a nuisance. Oh. Guess I'll jot down the bijou and see what's playing.
If you do that.
Oh.
Señor Doctor,
What is it?
the mail from the supply ship, señor.
All right, Gustavo, you just put it down.
Those letters for you, Doctor?
What? Oh, yes. We only get mail once every 3 months, but when it comes in a package.
Oh, I sure envy you.
Why? If you wait until the next mail comes, you'll get plenty of letters.
Maybe.
Huh?
It'll be months before I get any letters, and what'll I do in the meantime?
Come now, you're not as bored and homesick as all that.
I can't begin to tell you how bored I am, Dr. Alden. Never mind, though. I'll manage to live.
I'm sure you will.
Doctor? How about selling me one of your letters? I'll give you $10 for it.
What?
Don't you see, this is the same as my getting mail from the States, too.
Merriman, you're perfectly welcome to all of them when I've finished.
Oh, that wouldn't be the same, don't you see? It wouldn't be mine. I'd just be reading your mail.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. I'll give you $10 for one. Surely you can spare just one little letter. I can see you don't understand. Sorry to interrupt your reading.
No, you wait a minute. Come on, come back here. Come on, Merriman. Here. Take your pick. And you don't have to worry about the $10.
Oh, thanks. I'll just pick one at random. There. Here. Here's your $10.
No, nonsense. You forget
No, I insist.
All right. All right, Merriman, and I only hope you get $10 worth of pleasure out of it.
Oh, I'm sure I will, Doctor.
Morning, Merriman.
Oh, what's good about it? Doesn't the breeze ever stir itself up around here?
I'm afraid not. By the way, you're going to complete that summary today, aren't you?
Guess so.
Oh, by the way, Merriman, I read through my mail last night, and I discovered that everything I expected, generally got, was there. You, I hope you didn't get one of my bills.
No, I didn't. I said it isn't a bill.
Well, I'm glad. Who was it from, Merriman?
He. Oh, can't I postpone the crypto today, Doctor? I'll fold up out there in that jungle.
Yes, if you want, you can take over in the plant house.
Oh, great. Thanks a million.
Look, about the letter. Who was it from?
Boy, I hate to say this, Doctor, but it's none of your business.
How's that?
I said...
Yes, I heard what you said. You must be joking.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. I'm not joking. Oh, Oh, I paid $10 for that letter, and I'm not going to share it with anybody. Oh. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll go along and feed our little friends their breakfast.
Merriman. Now, about that Merriman. I say, Merriman, about the letter I gave you.
I sold, Doctor, not gave.
If you couldn't possibly be interested in the contents of that letter, now just tell me who it's from, and I won't bother you any longer.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. That letter's legally mine. It's duly bid and paid for. Well, it ceased being any concern of yours the minute you sold it.
Concern of. I know one could consider this funny, Merriman. Give me the letter. Merriman, give... I don't wish to argue.
Right?
Well...
This is about time for a little nap.
No, give me my letter.
Well, Doctor, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Remember your heart.
You know, this time of year, what with the holidays and the promise of the new year, our attention seems to center more than ever on the home. And of course, nothing brings to the home more cheerful warmth, more glowing beauty than quality carpeting. Now, Masland, you know, has many lovely broadloom carpets, each one designed specifically to suit some particular taste. Now, here, for instance, is Cantata, a shining example of the famous Masland mastery of the art of making carpets. Cantata is a Wilton weave, which means that the yarn is woven right through to the back, providing a hidden cushion of yarn under the pile. That, of course, ensures a longer life for your carpet. Now, this lovely sculptured design of Cantata adds an unusual eye appeal, further enhanced by a carefully selected color range, including light and dark green, gray, or beige, and the exciting new beaver color, a dark beige tone, each shade, of course, chosen specifically to harmonize with your individual room. Now, one truly remarkable point about Cantata is the fact that while it's an unusually rich-looking broadloom, you can completely carpet an average room, 12 by 15, with a pure luxury that is Cantata at a cost of only about $237. Now, visit your Masland dealer. See for yourself the sheer beauty of Cantata. Choose it in any color which happens to please you. It'll guarantee for your home a cheery hearth with the compliments of C.H. Masland & Sons, makers of fine carpets for more than 4 generations. And now we return to the second act of The Fatal Flower, starring Victor Jory.
There's a lock on the plant house door, Doctor.
That's right.
May I have the key, please? I have some work to do in there.
No. The supply ship due here in a week. When it leaves from Manaus, you'll be on it.
You mean you're firing me, Doctor?
That's right.
Aren't you forgetting about our little contract?
No, I'm not forgetting. You'll be paid for a year's work in full.
Won't look very good on my record, will it?
No, it won't, Merriman. Matter of fact, I doubt if you'll ever get a job in this field again.
Dr. Alden, if I give the letter back to you, will you forget about all this?
No, you keep the letter. It's yours. The letter is your property, not mine. Huh. You paid for it. It's legally yours.
Day the 2nd. The hybrid consumed 4 wild hens and a suckling pig. The hybrid. That name will never do. I think it's time we give you a proper name. In which case, it's only fitting that you be named after Emily. Beautiful, captivating, and wantonly cruel Emily. Emily. Of course. The letter, it's from Emily.
Unexpected pleasure.
Merriman, I've been thinking. I've decided to give you another chance.
Yeah? Why?
Well, I feel now that the punishment was unjustly severe. You'll just return my letter?
Oh, that's awfully generous of you, Doctor. Huh. Well, I'm grateful anyway.
What's that?
Well, I've been thinking I'm not really cut out to be a botanist. It's dull, boring work. It's clearly not for a man with my temperament. I've been thinking. The idea of going back to the States with a whole year's pay in my pocket really appeals to me. I go into another line.
Yes, anything you wish, only just give me my letter.
Oh, that's my letter,
No,
Doctor. Remember what you said this morning?
Please.
It's legally mine.
Give me my letter.
Oh, calm yourself.
Listen, Merriman, to what I...
Oh, now, take it easy. Remember your heart. Now, sit down.
I am a sick man. Merriman, listen to me. I have a wife in America. Her name is Emily. I deeply love her. I was unjust to leave her, and I expected she would divorce me, Merriman. Now, as far as I can learn to my own knowledge, after 8 long years, we're still married. I still love her, Merriman.
That's terrible, Doc.
Tom, I beg of you, just tell me, is the letter from Emily? Please, for pity's sake, Tom. If it is from Emily, just nod your head. That's all I ask.
Well, you can bank on it, Doctor. The minute I read that letter, I'll give you the sign.
You haven't read it?
No, haven't even opened it yet.
And how could you be so sure it wasn't a bill if you haven't opened it?
Well, first place, the envelope's much too small for a bill. Then the handwriting. Dainty-like. It's gentle, sort of. No, it's not a bill, I'm sure of that.
Tom, when will you When will you open it?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe next month. Remember what you said, Doctor? It just takes patience. Tomorrow, maybe. Well, off to the jungle for me. I'll be good mushroom hunting after that morning shower. Maybe I can run into some nice, juicy amanatopsis. Or some chanderelles. Nothing like chanderelles fried in butter, Doctor?
Day the 9th. I have made the hybrid go 3 full days without food. It must be ravenously hungry.
Can I come in, Doctor? Is this place still off limits to me?
Yes, you may come in.
You'd be happy to hear that we're going to have mushrooms for supper? Oh, by the way, I see you searched my room. Not a very neat job.
You knew that I would.
Of course. That's why I went on the mushroom expedition.
Is that...
Of course. I always carry it with me.
Why are you doing this to me? What have I ever done to harm you?
Well, nothing personal, Doctor. Let's just mark it down as boredom. I was going to give you your letter back in a couple of days, but then you fired me, and, well, you know how it is. One thing leads to another.
For the last time, Merriman, will you give me my letter?
I'm sorry.
Dr. Holden! Dr. Holden! Help me!
have sent you Tom Merriman. Fine mind, first-rate student, but unstable, neurotic, practical joker. Nearly flunked out for bad conduct. Needs discipline, which I'm sure he'll get with you. More later, Hargrove. While man fiddles around with his petty problems, the vegetables are silently on the move, patiently awaiting the right moment to take over and establish their kingdom.
So we end tonight's Tale of Tomorrow, The Fatal Flower, brought to you by C.H. Maslin and Sons. You know, Maslin is the mark of craftsmanship in carpeting. And way high up in that quality lineup is Cantata. Here, see for yourself. This rich appearance, the clarity of this sculptured design guarantees added wear and beauty. And you'll be delighted with the lovely selection of colors in which Cantata is available. Price-wise, you can't go wrong on Cantata. For only about $237, you can completely beautify a 12 by 15 room with Cantata. Be sure to visit your Maslin dealer and see Cantata. And using this handy color guide in your selection, prove once and for all that the best in carpets comes to you from C.H. Maslin and Sons, makers of fine carpets since 1866. Next week, Tales of Tomorrow presents The Machine, starring Gene Lockhart. This is the dramatic story of a doctor faced with the problem of deciding whether knowledge of the future is good or evil. The possession of a machine which offers a cure for a dread disease forms the intriguing background for this exciting drama of a doctor's dilemma. Brought to you by Chrysler, the name that makes news in watch bands.
At last, a man's watch band designed for round watches. Notice how the curved links blend with the watch. It's Crescent by Chrysler. And here's fashion magic, the expansion watch band that transforms any woman's watch into a bracelet watch. It's Golden Fantasy by Chrysler. So go to your jeweler, look over his selection of fine Chrysler watch bands. And remember, when you look for quality, look for Chrysler.
The preceding program, originally telecast by ABC in New York, has come to you by special video recording. This is ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
Suppose there was no way to tell a lie from the truth. Tonight, Chrysler presents The Age of Peril, starring Phyllis Kirk, with Don Briggs, Dennis Harrison, and John McGovern. Hello, and welcome to Tales of Tomorrow. Say, I hope you don't mind if I show off a little bit tonight. I want you to see my new tie. It's really something special. Notice it has my initials embroidered on it. H.C. Hugh Conover. Now, that little touch means a lot to any man, because initials make a thing strictly personal. And if you think this is a good idea on a tie, look how wonderful it is on a watch band. And here, initials mean even more, because you wear the same watch band every day of the year. What's more, the initials on this watch band are applied in a moment at no extra charge. It's Chrysler's Your Signet, the only personalized watch band made. Let your jeweler insert those expensive-looking initials while you wait, at no extra cost to you. Have you ever seen another watch band that's so personal? And how's this for expansion and flexibility? You can thank Chrysler's super-calibrated 7-coil springs. And Chrysler has a beautiful Your Signet watch band for the ladies, too, with her personal monogram. And best of all, these exclusive Chrysler bands cost no more than many bands without initials. Only $9.95 for the ladies, and for the men, only $11.95. So make your watch look better than new, and dress up your appearance, too, with Chrysler. And now, Chrysler presents Age of Peril, starring Phyllis Kirk.
Hello, Calhoun.
Chief, got here as fast as I could.
Good. Now, sit down, please.
Thanks.
Calhoun, I'm going to be obliged to reveal a top military secret. We had to get clearance from the President himself to tell you why you're being assigned to this case.
Hey, pretty serious stuff, huh?
It is. Naturally, any information I give you will have to be forgotten once your job is done.
I understand, sir.
Well, then, our scientists have perfected a new guided missile, the R-18. It's a powerful and destructive weapon, and a vitally important part of our national defense. We've taken every possible security precaution to keep this thing top secret. The parts are made in 12 different factories, divided and scattered across the country. The plan has been cut into sections. This morning, someone actually succeeded in stealing a section of the plan from our San Jose, California plant.
Hey, that's dangerous.
It's your job to run that man down, Calhoun.
Well, where do I start?
Well, you'll take the 2 o'clock plane. That'll put you in San Jose by 5. A man named Herbert Rand is in charge of our security out there. He'll give you all the detail.
Right.
Oh, and it might be wise to use that new lie detector. Get in touch with Dr. Chappell in San Francisco.
Oh, yes, Dr. Chappell. He's the man who perfected the tathometer, isn't he?
That's right. It's largely through his efforts that lie detector evidence has become fully accepted by our courts.
Yes, I understand the courts really depend on it now.
Well, I think it's safe to say it's the most important device in criminology today. It's a good weapon, Calhoun. Use it.
Yes, sir.
And good luck.
Dad,
Yes, dear?
the tathometer checks out now.
Oh, thank you. Well, where's Mr. Calhoun?
Well, he's out looking over the plant. Said he wanted to check the physical layout first.
And who's to be given the lie detector test?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Calhoun. He's running this show. Oh, did you find anything?
No. It's an inside job, all right. By the way this place is guarded, an insect couldn't get through.
That's nice of you to say so. Plant security is my responsibility. I'd hate to think I'd left any loopholes. Oh, Mr. Calhoun, Dr. Chappell.
Dr. Chappell, I've been looking forward to meeting you. Thank you for coming.
Not at all. I'm glad to be of service. I want you to meet someone who knows as much about the tathometer as I do, my daughter.
Oh, how do you do, Miss Chappell?
How do you do?
Who's to be given the test? You have a suspect?
I have 580 suspects, Doctor.
Well, do you mean that you're going to give everyone in this plant the lie detector test?
Realize how long that'll take.
We know it was an inside job. You have the names of every man and woman who came into this plant. Our only alternative is to test everyone till we get the one we want.
Well, I must agree that your logic is unassailable, but goodness, 580 tests?
Well, the sooner we get started, the better. Now you can arrange to have everyone brought in here. We'll start from the top. top? What do you mean?
I mean, we're going to test everyone, from the chairman of the board to the janitor.
Oh, now, look here, Calhoun. I can't ask the brass...
We'll have to test everyone. No exceptions.
Well, this isn't going to make any friends for me, Calhoun. Or you, for that matter.
Well, I didn't come here to make friends.
All right, I'll get started on it right away.
Are you all set, Doctor?
Quite.
Good. Well, let's give the thermometer a test.
Well, I've already checked it, Mr. Calhoun. It's in perfect order.
Well, I'm sure it is, Miss Chappell, but my report has to show that I tested the machine personally.
All right, sir. Just sit down.
Huh? What's that, Dad?
Your name?
Joseph Jones.
Your occupation?
I manufacture bathtubs.
Really, Mr. Calhoun, you'll wreck my machine telling those whoppers.
Oh.
Oh, hi. How's it going? Any luck?
Oh, he's still at it. He has the stamina of a plow horse.
He really does things the hard way.
Oh. Well, I'll have to admit he knows his business, but golly, I'll be glad when this is over. I'm so tired of the same old questions I can scream. State your name. What's your occupation? Have you ever been in this room before? State your name. Oh, what's your occupation? Have you ever been in this room before?
State your name. Philip Minow. What's your occupation?
I'm the editor of the plant newspaper.
Have you ever been in this room before?
No, never.
Well, it's clear that he's telling the truth.
Well, that'll be all. Thank you.
It's all right.
Well, let's get the next one.
There aren't any more.
What? There must be.
Well, we've taken 580 tests. I think that checks with everybody here, doesn't it, Rand?
That's right. So where do we go from here?
But this was an inside job. I'm almost sure of that. The guilty person works in this plant.
Well, then I'd suggest you find number 581.
There is no 581.
Well, I know that.
Unless you count me.
Well?
Are you saying that...
Everybody else took the test. Why shouldn't you?
Well, it's a matter of principle. I'm security officer here. Look, Calhoun, you're going to have to start trusting somebody, and it might as well be me.
This is not a question of trust.
Well, I won't do it. Nobody gets in or out of this plant without my knowing it. If you question my loyalty, you might as well question the efficiency of that machine.
How about that, Doctor? Can the thermometer miss?
There's one chance in 100,000.
I've been running that machine for 5 years. It's never failed me yet.
In that case, Mr. Rand, I'm afraid I'll have to insist that you take the test.
No, I refuse.
Well, I can't force you. But I shall have to report your refusal and get a court order. Operator, will you get me the chief of the Bureau of Scientific Investigation in San Francisco, please? There's a tap on this phone. What? Pick up the other phone and see. Am I right? Operator, I'm sorry. Will you cancel that call, please? Thank you.
Those snoopers will be tracked down in 10 minutes. I'll put my men on it right away.
No, wait.
Wait for what? They're probably wired to the main trunk line. They're listening to everything.
Well, that's just it. Let's give them something to listen to. Now, look, I'm going to call you on this other phone. Now, please, play along with what I have to say.
Rand speaking.
Oh, Mr. Rand, this is Calhoun. I just wanted to ask you about those plans for that new atomic weapon. Have they arrived from Washington yet?
Yes, I've put them away.
In the usual place?
That's right. In the vault.
Oh, good. What about that other matter? I'm convinced now that it was done by somebody on the outside. You better double the guard around the plant.
Right. Well, they got it, I'm sure of that. Question is, will they take the bait?
We'll see. First, let's make sure we're ready for them. Now, we'll take everything out of here. Now, the next time somebody tries to get into this vault,
Calhoun, they've got your man. Rand's men just brought him in.
Good work. Well, I guess this'll wrap it up.
Well, I hate to admit it, but putting that automatic camera in the vault was a very good idea.
Well, I've just been lucky so far. Oh, is your father upstairs, too?
He's waiting for you now.
I'm sorry I asked him to come down here now. With the evidence we have on Elwood, I don't think I'll need the lie detector.
Come on, Elwood. Why don't you confess? We've got you dead to rights. Quit stalling.
I don't know what you're talking about. Why did you bring me here? I haven't done anything.
How did you tap those telephone wires?
What telephone wires?
Well, here he is, Calhoun. Took us exactly 6 hours to track him down.
Where'd you find him?
At home, asleep, just as innocent as you please. How do you like that? He comes to work, tries to steal the plans, and then he goes home and goes to sleep.
I didn't do anything, I tell you.
It's no use, Elwood. This is your picture, isn't it?
That picture could have been taken any place.
Yes, but it'd have to be taken right here when you try to get into that vault.
I never went near that vault. That's the truth. Give me the lie detector test and you'll see.
Why are you so anxious to take the lie detector test?
Because I'm innocent, and I know my rights. If I want the test, you gotta give it to me. And if the lie detector says I'm telling the truth, then you gotta let me go.
All right. Will you get him ready, Doctor, please?
What do you suppose this is all about? Hanged if I know. Why did he go home and go to sleep? Why didn't he try to beat it? He must have known something was wrong when that flash bulb went off in the vault.
We're all set.
Thank you. State your name.
George Elwood.
Do you know what's manufactured in this plant?
No, I'm a lathe operator. I make parts according to specifications, but I don't know what they're used for.
Were you in this room last night?
No, I never was in this room before.
Well, according to this, he's telling the truth.
Of course I'm telling the truth. I never did anything crooked in my life. I swear I didn't.
I don't understand it. He's lying and we know it. But the machine, he's beaten the lie detector.
Hello again, and welcome back to the world of today. You know, when some women pass a jeweler's window like this, they feel very frustrated because they'd like to be able to reach into the window like this and get a new watch band the easy way, like this. Well, since you can't very well do that, let me tell you how you can get this watch band and not pay the kind of price you'd expect. For though this expansion band has the quality of fine jewelry, any woman can afford it. It's the greatest value you've ever seen in women's expansion watch bands. It costs so little, yet it carries the same guarantee as the finest watch bands. It's called the Elegant, and it's made only by Chrysler. And it's only $4.95, only $4.95. This classic style is always in fashion. Chrysler's Elegant goes with all your clothes. And now let's be practical. The expansion feature lets you easily slip your watch out of the way for washing dishes. Remember, Chrysler's Elegant is all yours for only $4.95, federal tax included. You can make your watch look better than new and get all the beauty of jewelry, too, with Elegant by Chrysler. And now, back to our story, Age of Peril, starring Phyllis Kirk.
I don't understand it, Chief. The man told one lie after another, and that needle never even budged. But what are we going to do with him?
What can we do? He'll have to be released.
But the man's guilty, Chief. Can't we try for a conviction without the lie detector?
No, this picture isn't enough. You know what will happen. The defense attorney will insist that Elwood take the lie detector test, and that will clear him. It's his legal right, and he's sure to exercise it. Calhoun, you won't believe this, but it's not the first time this has happened.
What?
Here, take a look at this.
Denver, Chicago, New York, San Francisco. Well, what does this mean?
In the past 6 months, 48 guilty men have beaten that lie detector.
What? But that's impossible. Well, what if the entire underworld learned to fool this machine?
Yes, that's what's got me worried.
But I don't... Dr. Chappell says that the chances are only 1 in 100,000.
Just the same, it's being done.
Is this the list of the men who beat the machine?
Yes, that's all of them. Oh, and you'd better keep that list. But watch it carefully. It's top secret.
Yes, sir. It reads like the who's who of the underworld.
Exactly. We've got to run this thing down. If not, this country's headed into a new age of peril, in which the criminal will have the upper hand.
Chief, is there anything about these 48 cases that follows any set pattern?
Well, only in one respect. In every case, it was at least 6 hours or more from the commission of the crime to the time the criminal was picked up.
Hey, that's exactly what happened in the Elwood case. It took Rand 6 hours to pick him up.
Well, that may be a lead. Any idea how to follow it up?
Well, I have the guilty man. And I have Dr. Chappell as an expert. And a certain security officer who refused to take the test. I'll start with that.
Yes. Oh, yes, of course. Pass him through. Well, here we go again. Calhoun just came in. Where's your father?
I don't have any idea, and I don't understand it. He said he'd be here.
That's a lot of nonsense anyway. We're licked. We might as well admit it.
Why? Just because one man beat the test? Maybe he's the 1 in 100,000.
Haven't you seen the paper?
No.
Well, here, you better read it for yourself. Man named Bela committed murder yesterday in San Diego. They picked him up 12 hours later, gave him the test, and, well, just for the record, the odds are now 2 in 100,000.
Do you mean to tell me that this man beat the test too?
The police released him this morning, and they know he's guilty, just as we know Elwood is guilty. Oh, Calhoun, we're waiting for Dr. Chappell.
Have you seen this?
Bolivar, huh? He's done time before, hasn't he?
Yeah, sure. I arrested him myself once when I was on the Los Angeles police force.
Miss Chappell, your father said he'd give this matter some thought. Do you know if he's come up with anything yet?
I don't have any idea at all. I haven't seen him since yesterday morning. He flew up to Oregon on a case.
Yes. Oh, good. Yes, pass him through. Well, Dr. Chappell's on his way in.
Oh, good.
Where do we go from here, Calhoun? Have you got a new lead yet?
Yes, I have. But before I start with the new one, I'd like to finish up with the old.
And how is that?
I'd like to know why you refused to submit to the test.
Oh, no, we're not on that again. I told you why. Besides, we've got Elwood, haven't we?
Yes, but that doesn't clear you.
Okay. Okay, I'll take the test. Will that satisfy you?
Maybe. It all depends on the answers I get. Elwood was pretty anxious to take the test, too, remember?
Now, look here, Calhoun. I'm getting sick and tired of your...
Gentlemen.
Doctor?
Sorry to be late. My plane was delayed. Hello, dear.
Dad, is everything all right?
Yes, of course. Just a routine case.
Well, where's your coat?
My coat? Well, I must have forgotten to wear one.
And you know better than that. It gets cold up north.
Doctor, I'm going to take the lie detector test. Maybe that'll convince Calhoun that I'm not handing out any government secrets.
Oh, well, of course, sir. Just sit down.
All ready.
Thank you. Now, why have you refused to submit to this test before now?
I didn't think it was necessary. I resented your suspicions.
How did Elwood get the combination to the vault? Did you give it to him?
I did not. I didn't even know Elwood was alive. He was just another workman in the plant.
Well, I see no reason to go on with this, Mr. Calhoun. He's obviously telling the truth.
Oh, what about Elwood? Was he telling the truth? How can I trust this machine? If it was wrong once, it can be wrong again.
I've had enough of this, Calhoun. Now, either you lay off or make a definite charge. Here, take these.
Well, why did you stall for time? Elwood had time, too. 6 hours. And in those 6 hours, he found some way to beat this machine.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Are you suggesting a human being can beat this machine?
I am. Everybody's innocent. Even this man Bolivar in San Diego. He committed murder, and he's innocent.
You can't just say you're innocent and get away with it. Not on this machine.
You saw Elwood do it, didn't you? He had 6 hours. I'm inclined to believe that during those 6 hours something happened. Somebody helped him.
Well, I'd like to help you, but I can't follow a screwy lead like that.
Well, maybe the thing to do is to go down to San Diego and look into this Bolivar case. What about that, Doctor? Does looking into the Bolivar case look like a good idea to you?
Why, yes, I suppose so.
It moved. The needle moved.
Dad.
It's all right, dear. It's all right.
Bolivar. That's what did it. When you mentioned Bolivar, the needle jumped.
Yes, Doctor. What does Bolivar mean to you?
I'm sure I don't know.
Oh, is it possible, Doctor, that you didn't go to Oregon after all? You weren't wearing a coat when you came back from your little trip. Maybe you went south to San Diego.
Mr. Calhoun,
Answer my question, Doctor.
Yes, I was in San Diego.
Oh, Dad.
I did help Bolivar. I helped Elwood, too. I helped them beat the lie detector.
Why would you want to do that?
Try to understand. It was an experiment, one of the most important in the history of law enforcement. I have 5 colleagues all engaged in this same work all over the country.
I'm sorry, Doctor.
No, wait. If you take me into custody, the newspapers will learn of it, and all my work will have been in vain.
Do you realize how serious this is? Why, you've endangered the national security. You and your colleagues are the most dangerous men alive today. Look, I have in my pocket here a list, a top-secret list of 49 names, criminally guilty men, all of them walking around free because they learned how to beat this machine.
My colleagues and I are the most dangerous men alive today, but dangerous only to the underworld. Will you allow me to show you what we're doing?
Oh. Well, what do you think, Rand?
Mr. Rand, will you take that list?
Take the list? Wait a minute.
I want you to steal that list and put it in your pocket.
All right.
Very well.
All right, sir. Will you please sit over here? Now, you admit stealing the list.
Yeah, sure.
Now, just keep watching this glass, Mr. Rand. Keep watching and listen carefully. Just listen to my voice. Listen quietly. Listen and relax. You did not steal that list. You have no recollection of doing it. Even if you're given the lie detector test. You're an honest man. You've never stolen anything. Never in your whole life. Now then, Mr. Rand, will you please return the list you stole from Mr. Calhoun?
What list?
I'm saying that you stole Mr. Calhoun's list.
You kidding? Why would I want to do that?
The evidence is there in your pocket.
You mean that I actually...
There's your answer. He has no recollection of what he did. And if you were to check all the other people who have beaten the lie detector, you'll find they've never committed another crime. We wipe away all past memory of a criminal background and every criminal tendency. We make them innocent, and they remain innocent.
You mean they're no longer criminals? But what about the crime they committed to begin with?
What does it matter so long as they never commit another? Don't you see what this can mean? Bolivar and Elwood will never do another illegal thing. Consider the irony of it, Mr. Calhoun. We punish the criminal by making him an honest man.
That means I'll be out of a job someday.
Exactly, Mr. Rand. The day is coming when we won't need policemen or detectives or criminologists because there won't be any more crime.
There won't be any more crime.
All I ask is time enough to call my colleagues together so that we can present our findings to the government. Will you do it, Mr. Calhoun?
Oh, come on, Calhoun. Just for once in your life, forget you're a policeman.
Well, it's worth a try. Operator, will you get me the chief of the Bureau of Scientific Investigation in Washington, D.C.?
And so closes our Tales of Tomorrow. Next week, Tales of Tomorrow brings you Boris Karloff in Memento, a gripping, suspenseful story of a man's thirst for vengeance. And now, a final word from the Chrysler Kids.
Jack Chrysler.
Jack Chrysler.
On my hand.
On your hand.
Initial just for me, and so it's my band.
It's your band. It's Chrysler.
It's Chrysler.
For me too.
For you too.
Makes your watch look better than new.
Quality, style, and value too. For the best bands in the land. It's Chrysler. Makes your watch look better than new. Makes it personal just for you. It's Chrysler.
Tales of Tomorrow.
Oh, the bums. That's getting to be more of a mess every day. Oh, hi there. Sam Whipple's my name. You've probably never heard of me. I don't know why you should have. I'm just an ordinary fella, same as you. Got my little dreams, I've got my little fears. I see a sign, keep off the grass, well, I keep off. No, wait a minute, there is something different about me. You see, I invented a time machine. That's right. Right now you're looking at a real bona fide time traveler. I admit it sounds fantastic, but it's really true. Let me see now. Anyway, I invented this time machine. It was crude, but effective. And my story begins in the city of New York, in the office of a great scientist and world citizen, Dr. Jarvis, about 100 years from now, in the year 2052. The whole world stood at the edge of doom.
Oh, Maddie, any further word?
Yes, Father, from Nomura and Dr. Krolenko.
What do they say?
From Nomura. Staff and myself have checked and rechecked rising world radioactivity. Agree with you on cause, but cannot. Repeat, cannot discover any means of stopping it. Radioactive count rising. All Asia covered with thick vapor. World disaster appears inevitable. Goodbye, my old friend. Signed, Nomura.
And Krolenko?
Much the same as Nomura. He's particularly bitter in view of the strides his country's made in the last 100 years.
Why? Why have we failed? The biggest names in science working on just one problem. The answer negative. Oh, that radiation meter sketching out the pulse of a dying world. Radio facilities all set up.
Yes, Father, they're ready. You go on in 1 minute.
How does one tell the whole world that doom is only a few hours away? How?
I don't know how either, but I do know this. that in a world of people which in 100 years has learned to live in peace, to understand each other, has matured, deserves to know the true facts. "15 seconds.
I can't.
You're a scientist. Would you like the true facts withheld from you?
All right. My fellow human beings, what I have to say is based on proven facts. You cannot avoid it, you must believe it. In a few hours, you and I, all our loved ones, the whole earth will be dead. In the past few months, you have seen how thick vapors covered your cities and towns, your small villages and homes. And now I must tell you why this has happened. 100 years ago, at the beginning of the atomic age, when the atom was a plaything, and the people of the world, like quarrelsome, headstrong people, a certain scientist discovered a rare element. After investigation, he placed it into a cyclotron and bombarded its atoms. A chain reaction resulted. A slow, imperceptible reaction. The scientist in his calculations made one small mistake, and though he checked and rechecked his findings, he never noticed it. The chain reaction grew and grew, the entire world slowly becoming radioactive. Recently, the Count approached the perilous mark at which it is impossible for life to survive. This point will be reached within the next few hours. There is no escape. Listen. There is your heartbeat. This is an ironic tragedy which has befallen us. In the 100 years since 1952, you, the people of the world, have abolished war, disease, hatred, and bigotry. But one tiny mistake, committed by those before your time, has outweighed all that in the balance of fate. I cannot give you hope, there is none. Nothing is left. Nothing to do now but wait.
How much time is there?
About 3.5 hours.
Let's check back once more. Perhaps something escaped us. No harm in trying. We've nothing to lose.
You are right. Come on. We'll start from the beginning. We turn the teletime set to June 30th, 1952. That's when Dr. Thorne made a mistake. Oh, what a wonderful scientific age this has been. Through this machine, we can recapture the past, but the future is out of range. Now we'll turn the location dial to New York, in June 30th, 1952. There, watch.
There, for the 5th time, it checks.
Well, are we all set, Doctor?
Yes, we're ready. Let's start the cyclotron.
Wait. Wait, you've made a mistake.
Oh, that's
You mustn't.
no use. Mary, it's too late to tell them.
Why, Father, why? Look, we've been able to recapture time. Why couldn't I go back into the past and make them discover the mistake before they make it?
We cannot change the past. Only a human being living before June 30th, 1952 could prevent this mistake before it happened.
How could we get somebody from 1952 here? They weren't even close to time travel in those days.
Wait a minute. There is one man. Is Sam Whipple, I think he's called. Yes, before all this happened, I amused myself watching him. A very serious young man, but quite amateurish. There he is, still walking away.
Is that a time machine? But it looks ridiculous.
No,
it could never work.
No, it's all there. It's all there. It's only that the wires are not attached to the proper terminals. If he could only adjust that, I think we could control his arrival through this machine.
Well, there's my time machine. You hear the generator going? Well, that's the secret. I was trying to generate enough power in my time vest to free me from the gravity of time. Wasn't easy on the electric bills, I can tell you that.
Sam?
I had a sister, older. She means well, I guess, but...
Sam Whipple, are you down there again? Sam, don't you hear me? I want to talk to you. Sam!
Oh, Sarah, want something?
Yes, here.
What about them? They're bills, aren't they?
Of course they're bills.
Well, pay them.
With what? There's nothing left after paying up for the last bills. Sam, it's not easy running a household today on your income.
Well, I've got some money put away for a new suit and a pair of shoes. We could use that.
And then you'd go to work looking like a hobo. And what would Dr. Thorne and the others at the laboratory say to that?
Oh, I rather think they'd say nothing. Probably wouldn't even notice me. Just a lab assistant.
Well, if you spent as much time on your work as you do with that infernal machine, you'd get someplace. You'd be someone. When are you going to give this thing up and stop daydreaming? Really, the neighbors are beginning to think you are crazy.
I assure you, Sarah, I'm really very harmless. But as for giving this up, this is what may turn my dreaming into reality.
As a boy, you were afraid to face things, and you still are.
Yes, I am. I don't like myself for it. Never did have much gumption. Afraid to talk for myself, fight for myself. Well, that's why, don't you see? I want to give myself a chance in another lifetime, 500, maybe 1,000 years from now. Maybe I could do better then.
You know, someday they're just going to take you away in a straitjacket. That's what's going to happen. Oh. And what about me? What's going to happen to me?
Sarah, I've taken care of you ever since your husband died, haven't I? Gave up my college career for it. Guess maybe that's why I haven't married either. I did think my first duty was to you. Well, you better stand back now, Sarah. I'm all set. I'm going to try it. You might get hurt. I guess not this time. It's these wires, if I could only get them straight.
Sam Whipple, that wire on the connection goes on the right. Huh? Father.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh.
Mary.
Father.
No. I beg your pardon for bursting in like this, but could you tell me where I am?
He made it. Sam Whipple, I'm Mary Jarvis. This is my father, Dr. Jarvis. Welcome to the 21st century.
My time machine works. I made it. Oh, thanks. Say, what year is this?
June 30, 2052.
Only 100 years. I thought I'd go at least 1,000. Oh, well. Say your clothes, they don't seem much different from ours. I thought they'd be kind of...
Just a bit more comfortable, that's all.
Oh, mind if I look around?
Please, do.
Thanks.
Father, shouldn't we ask him? It's almost 3:30. Only 2 more hours.
I know, but I think we should give Mr. Whipple a chance to get his bearings.
Say, wait a minute. How did you know I was coming?
The teletype said you saw. Through it, we can look back into the past. That's how we knew.
Hey, that's wonderful. Say, if I stayed here, do you suppose I could work on things like that and all of this? I'm a lab assistant with Dr. Thorne. You know him?
We've heard of him.
I think if I could get to do some real studying at a good school, well, that would take money, wouldn't it?
That is not necessary. The government takes care of everybody's tuition.
The government? Well, how can they afford it? What with defense and armies and things like that?
That no longer necessary. We are at peace with the world.
You mean no Cold War with any country?
No, we are all the best of friends.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Oh, I could like it here. What about diseases?
We've discovered the cause and cure of cancer, among other things.
Cancer? You know, my father died of cancer. Please, I have a favor to ask. Is it possible for me to stay in this century, live my life out? I'd give value in return. I'd work. I'd do anything. I don't have to worry about my sister. The insurance will take care of her. Please, is it possible?
I think so, but...
What's that?
Radiation meter. Measures radioactivity.
Oh, I see. We call that a Geiger counter in our time. Hey, wait a minute. Doesn't that mean there's something radioactive around here?
The whole world?
I don't understand.
A nuclear bombardment in 1952 started a slow chain reaction which has steadily grown into an overpowering radioactivity. At 3:30, the danger point will be reached. The whole world and all in it will die.
Oh, I don't believe that. I can't.
See for yourself. Huh?
Why do you think the fog is so thick outside?
But how?
A mistake?
Made by your own Dr. Thorne and Mr. Adams.
A mistake made by Thorne and Adams. How can you be sure?
We saw them on a teletype set.
If only I'd known.
You know now.
Isn't it too late?
For us it is. There's nothing we can do. But this happened in your time, Sam. You could stop it.
You want me to go back? Oh, no. No, I can't. Dr. Thorne's a very important man. He wouldn't listen to me.
Make him, Sam. You can make him.
In the few moments I've been here, I've known more happiness than I've ever known in a lifetime. I wish I could stay, if only for this one last hour. But it means the whole world's going to die, doesn't it? All the people. Okay, I'll do it. Can you help me get back?
Yes.
All right. I'll do the best I can. And then, if you don't mind, I would like to try and get back here.
Oh, yes, Sam. Please come back. Okay, Dr. Jarvis.
All right.
I'm back. Hey, where's my umbrella?
Sam, where have you been? Where?
It worked, Sarah. It worked. It worked.
I don't
Here, help me
understand
get this
what's going
off.
on around here.
I'll tell you later. What time is it?
3:10.
Past it. It gives me 20 minutes. I'll see you later,
20
Sarah.
minutes for what,
Don't
Sam?
have time. I've got to hurry.
Sam!
There, for the 5th time it checks.
Well, are we all set, Dr. Thorne?
Yes, Adams, we're ready. Let's start the cyclotron.
No, wait, please. You've made a mistake. You mustn't.
Who in thunder is this?
Say, I know you. You're one of the lab assistants. Whipple, I believe.
That's right, sir. I'm sorry to barge in like this. I hope I didn't startle you.
Whipple, or whatever your name is. What the devil are you talking
I'm sorry,
about?
sir. I know it must seem crazy to you, but have you checked? You've made a mistake on your calculations. I know you have.
But you've never seen these papers.
Yes, sir, I have. 100 years from now in a teletype set. Dr. Jarvis pointed it out to me.
Jarvis? 100 years? Boy, this man's obviously insane. I'm going to throw him out.
I'm not crazy. You've got to listen to me. Dr. Thorne, have you checked these figures?
Of course, I've checked and rechecked at least 5 times.
Well, then please check them again. The whole world depends on you.
Since you know so much, where did I make my mistake?
I don't know. But I tell you this. If you bombard the atom of this element you've been working on, you'll start a slow chain reaction. It'll grow and grow, and in 100 years it'll destroy the whole world.
All right, Adams, I've heard it enough. Let's get going.
No, you don't. You wouldn't dare.
It burned it. It's burned.
I think you'll have to check back now. I'm sorry to cause you all this extra work, but You did make a mistake, you know.
Why, you... Whipple, get out of here and don't ever come back. You're fired.
You can't fire me. I quit. Quit. Hey, that sounds good. I'm going back to the year 2052 where a man can have a future. Good day, gentlemen.
Burned. All burned. A mountain of work. Guess we'll have to start again. Adams, I wonder, do you suppose I could have made a mistake?
Hi, Sarah. How's my favorite sister?
You have gone mad.
Yep, gone happy and mad.
Where have you been? Where?
Oh, I've been over to the laboratory. Told Dr. Thorne he'd made a mistake in his calculations. He didn't like it.
You don't mean he fired you?
Oh, he tried to, but I wouldn't let him get away with that. I quit.
Quit?
Yep.
How we live?
Oh, I've taken care of all that. I'm going back into the future, and I guess in that case the insurance company will consider me dead, so that'll leave enough money to make you comfortable. Well, goodbye, Sarah. Here we go.
Sam Whipple, you're not going anywhere.
Huh?
I've seen to that. One of us has to have a head on our shoulders. Yes.
Oh, no.
I've smashed the machine.
No.
Maybe now you'll wake up and act your age.
Oh, Sarah. Why? Why, Sarah?
Can't you see it was destroying your life? I did it for you, Sam. Now come along upstairs. Come on, like a sensible person, and I'll make us both some coffee.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. Here, Jarvis. I'm not coming back. I can't.
Sam Whipple, I know you're not coming back, and I'm sorry. Well, Sam, I know you feel small and ridiculous, but you're not, Sam. You're a great man. You've saved the world. Someday children will read about you in their history books. Sam Whipple, who came out of the past and gave us the future.
Well, there's my story. Now, I don't know why anybody should call it fantastic, do you? But it is a funny thought, isn't it, to go through life with people thinking you're just a nobody, and then in 100 years to have your great-great-grandchildren coming across your name in the history book as being quite a fella? Oh, why don't I catch you up to date before you go? As you can imagine, I felt pretty low down after all this happened. Yeah, pretty low down. But then Dr. Thorne discovered he had made that mistake, and, well, he looked me up and apologized very handsomely. He still can't figure out, though, how I knew about the mistake. Anyway, he gave me a darn good job. Time machine. No, I never did try to fix it. Somehow, I don't know how, I seemed to change quite a bit then. Oh, I used to go out more than I used to, more get up and go. Well, I even had enough gumption to go to a party one day at a friend's house. Met a very nice girl there. Her name was Ruth. Funny thing, though, first time I met Ruth, why, she reminded me a little of Mary Jarvis. Well, anyway, Ruth and I, we hit it off fine, and after a little while, she did me the honor of becoming Mrs. Whipple. Just goes to show, I guess, a fella can have his future in his own lifetime, too. Oh, hi, honey. Well, I guess it's time to go now, so, pleasant dreams.